This week I've been speaking with the plant spirit kingdom, especially yarrow and the white pine tree, about the difference of working in different cultures and traditions, whether shamanic or something else. And it's led me to making this video that can give you 4 key checks to make sure that you are working in right relationship with your shamanic traditions or your other practices, whether personally or professionally. So the first thing to check is, what is your relationship with your own identity, with your own bloodline, with your own family story? Have you made peace? Is there ancestral healing that needs to be undertaken? Do you understand what medicine that your ancestors bring you and why your soul chose to be born in that bloodline with that family and that story? This is really key, because if you are in peace and balance with your own ancestors and your own identity, then it's very likely you'll be in the correct space to show the appropriate care, consideration, and respect when working in other cultures and traditions. The second thing to think about is initiation. So when we work in other traditions or with a word or an object or a practice or a technique, we really need to be initiated into that. An initiation happens usually directly through a teacher, or it can happen from spirit. That practice or that technique or that object can choose you as well. And if that happens, an initiation isn't something where you go, oh, I like that, it feels good, let me take it and use it. Initiation it's so much more than that. It is a depth, a profound connection to that thing, that word, that technique, that practice. It is a deep initiatory experience, and it's really important to differentiate that from, oh yeah, that feels good. It's so much more than that. So the second thing is initiation. The third thing is context. That technique or object or word or mantra that you are working with, do you understand its context in its culture? Do you understand the cultural traditions that go with it, its origins, the sacredness and the respect that is shown to it in certain practices or certain ways in that culture? Do you understand its context? Because if you don't understand the lines and the boundaries of those things, then you may be working with it in a way that would be seen as disrespectful. So context is really important. And the fourth thing to think about is credit. When you work with these things, do you credit where they come from? Do you honor the lineage or the people that brought the culture, that brought that thing to you? Whether it's in your own personal practice in prayer, or whether it's in circle with people, with circles that you're running, are you appropriately crediting where those practices come from? Because even if you're not claiming them as your own, if you're not appropriately crediting them, then there is a silent implication that it is yours. So it's really important to honor the traditions that you get your practices from and you work with an appropriate credit. So if you do this 4 key checklist, it will help you sit in cultural appreciation rather than cultural appropriation.